people. Hello there, crack book and Twitter and YouTube. Welcome to my journey and my vlog and log. And today we're talking about neighbourhood people who are using social services to cause drama in people's lives that cause for children to be taken. And I've started a new campaign. It's called Don't Use Social and the Police as a Weapon. And these is my neighbourhood. And any single one of these, I got a new record through today for Tuesday, because the social worker, I'd come down to talk to everybody down here today, and then I had a nice blessing. I went round the back and somebody had dropped the sofa off, so I've completely changed our sofa over now with new cushions and new pillows. But then when I came back up, the social worker was upstairs and she was bringing a new report, because obviously we'd been through the report that she had before, and already we were able to prove 8 perjuries already. And the good thing is I'm going to do this public the whole way to keep us safe. And there is a chance now that finally, after 41 years, I will finally get the correct support and correct help for somebody with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome and Asperger's, and I am legally allowed that support, because it means as a mother I go into A&E. It means as a mother that I have medicals and tests, and I have to go for heart scans, and I get dislocations. So that doesn't stop me being a mother. Now, what is pissing me off is I am at zero tolerance to what is going on. The bullshit to what is going on to a child being taken, because neighbours like to use it as a weapon, because they don't have the balls to come and talk to you person and then say, hey, I see you're a bit aggy at the moment, you're all right, you're a bit stressed, you know, see you with the kids on your own. They haven't got the balls to come up to them. Now, that's not necessarily the residents' fault. When you live in a council house society, they encourage you antisocial. Everything is about antisocial, domestic violence, drugs and alcohol. So then housing is placing people who have come from the streets, as me and Dean have done. We were on Downing Street campaigning. We came from the streets when I was pregnant with Elijah, after Aaron and Faith had been kidnapped, because of all of this government paedophile stuff that we are all exposing. And we're going to continue exposing, aren't we, guys? We're going to continue exposing the Babylon devil systematic world, that these people in this block are slaves. They are slaves. They are not living true to their purpose. They're not out living their passions. They go to play bingo. That's what they do. That is the hopes and dreams of this place, that you get to play bingo. I don't want to show the neighbourhoods around here, but people feed the cats, yeah? Having animals is a really important part of human interaction and development, and we're not allowed pets in this place. We're not allowed to do much in this place either. This community centre is not allowed to be used correctly as a community centre. As I've said from day one, that office should be open from 5:30 in the morning, because it is for older residents. As you know, most older generations wake early. It's just the way that it is. They get up earlier and earlier. You've got people in this block here that are incontinent. Even me as a mother with a nappy training, potty training little, boys. There's a bath, there's a toilet downstairs. Most people don't smoke in their apartments. They come downstairs. This is our garden. This is our community garden that is available to every single person, yeah? Yet it is dead, yeah? I have all these thousands of people. See them all up at their windows, yeah? All those people here, flats all the way around there, yeah? All you get is the traffic of people walking through, right? This is a FEMA camp. It's what's called a FEMA camp. It's where now all of the immigrants are. It's where they've put all of the people in housing that have come from other countries. It's a multi-diverse place. We have every single nationality, culture, religion, faith living here. I've got in my block right now, though, I've got quite a white supremacy. There's a Chinese lady sitting in there. It's predominantly a white supremacy sort of culture. Now, if you move over to the other side, then we've got everything. It's absolutely everything. So I'm just being careful as people walk past, because they don't realise I'm live. So, and it's about private life, isn't it? And this is this is what the inquiry that's been postponed is looking at as well. This whole thing where people are getting knocked on the door and it's a social worker or a police officer, or they get a letter through the door that says we have cause for concern. We know, and has been proven, that the education teachers system people are constantly reporting parents all the time. Every time there is a concern now, so the schools can get on with education, all things that are emotional needs or physical needs are all now being pushed immediately, referred. Because here in Great Britain, where I am, in England, I'm down here in Portsmouth, which is right at the bottom of Great Britain. We're literally the sailboat that takes you straight over to France from down here. We are the right, literally the thing of Great Britain. And then all the way across Great Britain, we have what's called a multi-agency system, MASH. So that basically means now that everything is interconnected. So, and it doesn't matter whether you're on the streets, it doesn't matter if you're in social housing, it doesn't matter if you're in private rental, it doesn't matter if you have a mortgage, it doesn't matter if you own your home outright. It is just the fact that we have this system in this place that, don't forget, right, you're born, you die, right? When you get to the age where you're starting to die, I don't want to show you people, yeah, but all our little OPs sitting in there, yeah, are going to probably die with Alzheimer's, arthritis, health conditions. Why do you get to the age where you have so many health conditions when we've got people living to 100 who are as healthy as anything? One, we live in a country that is poisoning us on a daily basis. It's poisoning us in our water, it's poisoning us in our food, and they are now airborne poisoning us. It's about depopulation. That's another conversation another day. This is about normal living every day, where people, it doesn't matter if you are born in the hospital and literally you come into the world and straight away that they can see that there is a physical or emotional or mental disability immediately. So they would class it as a condition. So that child may be born with Downs. So let's stick with Downs now, because Downs is something that we can all understand and all relate, and all either have never ever seen any Downs around us, or you might have seen them. They used to pack the shop in once upon a time. Now, I'm very fortunate because I can remember the days very, very, very clearly when people with autism, dyslexia, all of the labels that we know now that come under mental health were once where people were institutionalized. So if you had a Downs baby, it was taken immediately from you and it was placed into an institution. I'm sure that there are plenty of people out there who went to a mainstream school and saw the spastic stuff go past. The spastics are going to the spastics are here. Yeah? Children did that as bullying. That's what they would do. Those people that they classed as spastics are what we now know to be under the mental health bracket. So basically, I don't know how many years, I need to double check my facts and things on this, but I know as a child, I grew up with my dad, who was a builder, and he worked for a lady called Hilary Burton, and she had two places. She had Huntington House and the Grange. Huntington House was for the older people, and the other one, I think it was, I can't think what it's called now. They're in Headley Down and Hazelmere. So Hindhead. One is in Hindhead and one is in Headley Down. And I spent a lot of time at these places as I was growing up, because I used to go to work with my dad. We didn't have play schemes and well, we did at school holidays, and that was about it during the 6 weeks holiday, you know, when you used to get on the float and go down to the local youth community and stuff like that. But I predominantly went to work with my dad. You know, even if it was just that I'd finish school and I'd go back to work with my dad, or I'd go up with my ex-stepmum, Roisin, because she was a carer at Huntington House. So I spend a lot of my life around people with challenging conditions, people who slobber over you. I always talk about Greg. You know, Greg is somebody who was born with Downs, which basically means they have a deformity in their chromosomes, and they're missing chromosome. So whether it's Downs or whether it's I think the other one is that comes next to it, Matthew syndrome, Mark syndrome, something like that, Sonic syndrome. So basically, years and years and years and years ago, it was a case of, if you had anything where you were not perfect, you were born with a default in you, a mutation, then you were institutionalized and you were put into a mental health unit or a independent, well, it's not independent, is it? That's what come after. But it was basically institutions, and these are institutions that were basically caged down, the high lot walls, locked down, all cages around. They're very much like a prison. If anybody has ever been into a proper high class sort of mental health unit or anything like that, it's very locked down. It's very, but they do lots of activities and things like that. But it depends what sort of places. It's the private places that got better, but the state places, if anybody's ever seen like One Who Threw Over the Cuckoo's Nest, or there was a great one with fantastic actor, and he was about the animals, and he'd been locked in this place. And for somebody who has a psychology degree, I've always found this really, really difficult, because I've worked with people over my lifetime where once we remove the labels off them, I've even seen this with someone with Downs. The physiology changes, their attitude changes. My dad was part of independent living, so basically people who had all of these diagnoses, helping them live into mainstream homes, where Hilary Burton basically went out and bought loads of properties, and my dad was part of putting the ramps in for people who were in wheelchairs, and changing and editing over and making sure that they were adapted properly for the people that were going to move in. And they might have 4 or 5 people with a certain condition living with 5 or 6 different carers that were in there. And then it starts in the carers. So obviously social services has existed pretty much since the war, and obviously they came in to sort of help, with the children that were taken off and things like that, and help. And then obviously the welfare system. The welfare system was never created by government. The welfare system was actually created by a philanthropist that started to help people with basic needs. And they went into people's properties, and they would take what they could sell and give it back to them in cash. And then eventually it went in food vouchers and food stamps and things. And don't forget, we were in a time and space at one point where people used to be sort of out on the streets waiting for the vans to come back, like how it is in some countries now when United Nations come in. So in some countries even existing in this world today, I don't know which ones are still there, because the media will show you different things as if some countries are in poverty, and they're actually not. They actually have quite a lot. It's just an area of theirs is a little bit shanty. Like here, this is an absolute shithole. I live in a shithole. It's a mental hospital pretty much, but I could be in a very beautiful place in the UK. So do you know what I mean? So if someone was doing a holiday brochure for people in the UK, then obviously, Dean's up with the kids, hence why I'm down here, by the way. So so if someone was coming to the UK to do a holiday brochure, obviously what they're going to do is they're going to want to show the best of Britain, aren't they? And they're going to slide away the rest of it. Now, obviously, people know in Japan and all of that, we've got the Olympics this year, okay? So if people know what happened in the Olympics when it was in thingamajig last year, they cleared away all the crackheads, smackheads, whatever you want to call people like that, putting the labels on them, how they see it. It was a whitewash. It was, hey, we got the Olympics coming here, so we've got to make sure that we can clear away all of the debris, so when people come over here for the Olympics, hence Japan, why do you think they're whitewashing over there at the moment? Look, depopulation is happening whether you like it or not. Look, whether you've got Asperger's, whether you've got a physical condition, whether you've got any form of challenging that you're having, if you're having depression, suppression, I'm not being funny, and you need to understand it. These people don't care, okay? They don't have time to build a relationship with you. They don't have a time to understand you. They don't have time to understand the complexity of your needs or anything like that. We the people have got to sort our shit out. We've got to do it together, and we've got to work together, and we've got to help each other and come together in close symbioticness within communities, because we don't really need this social care system. Now, I spoke to my therapist, I think it was yesterday, and we were talking about what triggers me off and what causes me trauma and why I get annoyed. And I said, it's because it's like, okay, take Tuesday as a purpose-driven living, sort of thing. I want to take Christmas cards. Now I actually do have Christmas cards, and I want to take a Christmas cake because we are now in March and we're talking about a matter that occurred back in Christmas, that they've now had the time to sit down and write the report. Now I'm going to come on, and as I start working through my report and editing it and rewriting it, because what people don't realise is they give you reports, but you're meant to submit them back, okay? And that's what people are failing to do. One of the first problems that I have with this system is it's me that they're assessing. It's me that they have cause for concern, because if a police officer stands in front of me, I'm likely to go into defence mode, yeah? Because any one of these people in here can gaslight me and cause me issues. With the fact that I went in, I was polite, I spoke to everyone. Hey, here's this funny thing, right? I spoke to everybody in the room this morning, right? And all of a sudden this guy said, I don't believe you. And I said, excuse me? He said, I don't believe a word you're saying. And I said, and why would you with that Freemason ring on your finger? And I went, what level are you, honey? 33, sitting in here causing us a bit of aggro? And anyway, he chose not to talk to me the moment I pointed out that he was wearing a Freemason. I said, would you like to shake hands? I said, do we have to do the famous little handy shake, do we? And he said, we're allowed to be in whatever club that we like. I said, yeah, but you're not allowed to cover up the amount of abuse that's been going on in this country with the fact that go a little bit higher into your 33 degrees of your Masons. And what is it you guys do for your little rituals? Always remember, guys, if you ever see anybody speaking in Latin is the devil language, okay? So whenever you see somebody pulling demons out of people, you'll hear them start in Latin, yeah? It's because they're speaking to the devil, yeah? They're speaking to the demons, okay? Arabic is the language of the Lord, but it's my point being is that we are in a spiritual battle whether we like it or not. But when you come down to the physical realm and you speak within the physical realm, then you've got the Babylon system, which is the devil's way of doing things, and then you've got free, that we are sovereign beings, that we are free. We are free people. We were born from our mother's womb, created by our father and our mother. Sorry lesbians, sorry gays, sorry transgenders, sorry people, sorry men, yes, women carry the babies. It's the way it is, it's the way it always will be. Women are the ones that carry them in the womb. Women are the ones that breastfeed them. Oh, I can hear one of my babies. Do you need me? Do you need me? Shiloh can see me. Oops, I'm causing my son to cry because he can see me. Oops, I'll get into trouble now. I'm deliberately winding him up, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, my point, so I can quickly go up. Dean's with him, he's fine, he can settle him. I'll go and settle him for bed in a minute. And anyway, 3.5 years later, finally, he's in there with the kids. So it's about bloody time too, do you know what I mean? So I've been 24/7, 7 days a week, since the kids were born. So, but anyway, on Tuesday, Dean is going in as my enemy, not my husband, because he is attacking me in this as well. All I'm saying to people, because I'm going to go, I can hear my son crying. All I'm saying to people is, in fact, I'm going to stay on live as I go in and see how crazy sometimes. What social? It's not when we don't have hassle from social. This is the thing. When we don't have hassle from social. Listen, look at my shithole. Did I come into my shithole? Let me show you my shithole as I come in. What I have to come into every fucking day. Anyway, let's show you Shall we see the? Let me show you my shithole. Shithole. Absolute fucking shithole. Let's see my shithole. Sorry, I was just making sure I didn't get you on the... Just sliding past because someone's coming through. So anyway, look what I mean. Look, like seriously, this is what I have to deal with on a daily basis. Look. If, oh, hang on, I'm sliding across. This says, if you are visiting this office to report antisocial behaviour or criminal activity, please be advised that you should call 101. So then what happens is then people say like, it could be anything. It could just be the fact that someone's playing music in this block, so they end up ringing the police. So if the police come to your door and you've got children, it revokes child protection, but it provokes out of hours. And this is why it's a snatch and grab. I mean, look, it's all negative. Hate crime, don't tolerate it. What should do if a fire starts? You know, I mean, look, now come up my hallway with me. This is what I have to deal with every day. Are you ready? How fucking, you understand why? I deal with absolute depression. Look at this absolute shit hole. Look at my nice colour walls, isn't it lovely? Isn't it lovely? Look at this. No cycling, no skateboarding. I wear my skates in here. No smoking, no gas bottles. What to do in an event? No dogs, no cats. Might have a slippery fall. Oh, and this is where they lied. Dean came from out there, which is the stairs. They said, causing shit between us, that he came out from here smoking, smelling of cannabis. No, Dean came out from there. Big lie. So anyway, welcome to my home. Look at this. I hate it. It makes me miserable. Anyway, I can hear my son, so I'm going to go and deal with my kids.
You're too busy on your fucking phone.
Here we go, I did say come in live.
Right, okay. Yeah, I don't care if you're live, mate. There's more important things like a boy sitting there.
Hello.
He's crying for his
See you
mother at
later.
the window. All right, grow up.